When is the least appropriate time to do finger guns? When entering your not guilty plea. While being robbed at gunpoint. No, you're getting mugged. Ah, how the hell does that even work? Question mark. What's the reference? Edit. Thanks. ASDF movie, a series of YouTube videos from a while back. When notifying a deceased person's next of kin. Sorry for your loss. Pew pew. That's him, Your Honor. That's the man who raped me. In a police lineup. Singing Backstreet Boys songs on the other hand. Airport security. Mr. Bean. My mom calls it finger banging, so there's that. Mom. Billy won't stop shooting me with his finger guns. Quote. Stop finger banging your sister Billy. Quote. What are you doing, stepbro? I think I've seen this in a video. After your girlfriend finds out you slept with her married mother. I don't know, that feels like a pretty good time to try and defend yourself. When you're walking down the street with an emo haircut and an alien symbiotic life for Monsieur. When carrying a large tray of drinks. Or a friend's newborn baby. After a school shooting. During a school shooting. During the memorial service for all the children that died during the school shooting. School shooter, he's got finger guns. Me, and I'm not afraid to use them, bitch. School shooter here. When I was young, I went to my school one day and shot a whole bunch of students and teachers. I was the yearbook photographer. We also had a kidnapping at our school. The teacher had to wake him up. Well, for once I have a pretty relevant story. When I was a senior in high school, I got kicked out of my house for a period of time. So long story short, I was secretly living out of my current, of the time, girlfriend's bedroom. Monsieur, she lived with her mother who was pretty much asleep 99% of the time. So I just snuck in and out through my GF's window. Every so often her brother would come to visit. He lived with his father. And he was visiting the house for the first time since I started my new life in her bedroom. Monsieur. Of course he had no idea that I was there. So the game plan was that she would have to leave me alone in the room. And I'd have to be extra quiet to go and be with him, her mother, as to not make anyone suspicious. She goes out. Everything is going smoothly and I'm pretty much just sitting in the dark twiddling my thumbs. Smartphones weren't really something that everyone had yet, so I didn't have much to do. When suddenly a really loud, vibrating alarm goes off in the bed. She had just so happened to have left her phone in there with me. And now it was drawing all sorts of attention to the bedroom. Monsieur, I tried to find it and shut it off as quick as I could. Unfortunately, she did have a smartphone and I couldn't immediately figure out how to even turn the damn thing off, causing it to go off for a few minutes. I get it to shut up, and everything is quiet in the house. And then the door opens. It's still really dark, so I have no clue who it is standing in the doorway. The person kinda peers into the darkness of the room for a moment, right at me, and then kinda takes a few steps forward and leans into where I'm hiding. As they get closer, I start to make out the form of her brother. I panic and have no idea what to do. So, I shoot them the double pistols and make that sort of KEK sound that you might make when you are trying to get an animal's attention. This of course frightens him. Seeing a near-grown man hiding in his sister's bedroom, in the dark, holding what could only have looked like two guns at him, and he goes off screaming into the house for his mother, thus blowing my cover. So, yeah, my **EL. Dr. *** answer to this would be, at people when you are hiding in the dark in a family member's bedroom. Monsieur. Edit. Well, my first gold. Thanks so much. I never thought I'd ever to get a cool gold comment, so this is awesome. Double edit. Clarified that it was my girlfriend at the time, not the one I have right now. I can see how what I said was misleading. Edit 3. As people were asking, I typed up a long-winded explanation of why I was kicked out to add some fuel to the story. If you're interested, it's down below. Edit 4. I did my best to wrap up this story as much as I could. because of the motivation given by all of you. Thanks for being great, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it so much. It was very fun sharing it all. If anyone wants to know any more, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to respond. As a fun little side note to all of this, I told this to a friend of mine one time during a D&D session. He thought it was so funny that, in the middle of a production of A Christmas Carol that I went to see him in, he shot me the double pistols and kept, when someone else is shooting real guns. His obituary will read, "At least he tried." In the middle of a Mexican standoff, * a Mexican handoff, when you've been invited duck hunting but you didn't want to admit you don't have a gun. I'm afraid to say that your husband didn't make it. I have a story for this. I went to my adoptive-ish grandma's funeral when I was like 8 or something. Young enough to get it was sad but not old enough for anyone to properly explain what was going on. Went and did the whole seeing the corpse saying goodbye thing. It's a hazy memory, but what I do remember is that there was a guy, close family friend, the kind that's your uncle, there who always finger-gunned at me to say hi. I hadn't seen him yet that day, so as I'm stood at the front of the church in front of this poor woman's corpse, I finger-gun at hi monsieur in front of everyone. Her husband, who was in tears, burst into laughter. My mother was mortified and apologized to him, but he just laughed it off and hugged me. The uncle guy apologized too. Yeah, don't finger-gun at funerals. Under a no finger guns sign. Sorry sir, this is a finger guns free zone. When you're in a firing squad. How about when you're in front of a firing squad? I like the mental picture of this. I'm standing against a wall. A dozen soldiers have their rifles pointed at me. Their sergeant says ready. Drum roll. Aye monsieur. I make finger guns at the firing squad. One of the soldiers cracks up. I give him a smile that says good one right? He smiles back like hee hee yeah? Nice. Fire. Quote. I'm dead. This is the best time. When you're attempting to rob a bank. I mean that sounds perfectly appropriate. Whether you're pretending to have a gun under your jacket or trying to be menacing towards your hostages. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.